why so many adults fear the water, and how to get started gently. If you've ever thought it's too late for me, or I've tried before and it didn't work, you're not alone. Many of adults avoid the water because they're afraid of water, but oftentimes they hesitate because they've tried and felt like a failure before. We're very attracted to the water. So if you've ever done swimming instruction before and been told something like, you don't float, or you've walked away feeling like, gee, it looks so easy and everybody else seems to be getting it except for me, you really, truly are not alone. When this happens, the question really isn't, why am I afraid of the water? It's more like, is it worth trying again? This hesitation makes sense. Water changes the rules of everything. There's no solid ground to stand on. Breathing is suddenly way more important than in any other kind of activity you do. Your body feels differently than it does on land. And suddenly you're supposed to learn something when you're feeling really unsure and maybe even unsafe. Maybe it's not the water that you're avoiding. Maybe it's the possibility of trying again and being disappointed. What looks like fear is often caution, earned from past experiences. But where things have gone wrong, it's not necessarily about you. It's really about the order that swimming was taught. You may have been asked to perform a skill before you felt safe. You were told to just push through the tension, to try harder, when your body was already working on overtime. When that happens, the conclusion often is, maybe it's just not for me, or my body can't do this. When I work with clients on their mental fitness and positive intelligence term, this is when the judge comes in, right? The judge comes in to protect you from having another failure by saying, why should you try this again? This is not a voice of weakness. It's a voice of protection. You can have a lot of compassion. Pushing through, though, rarely solves it. This is where starting gentle really matters. When we start gently, it doesn't mean you're avoiding it. It doesn't mean you're lowering expectations. And it doesn't primarily mean you're staying stuck. Because when you're starting gently, you are starting and you're moving. If you are doing steps, then you can never be stuck. This means you focus on safety before strokes. It means you tune in versus being performative. It means you put curiosity in front of mastery. When you begin in this way, progress ends up being faster and, more importantly, deeper overall. So if you're considering trying again, don't start with the whole enchilada. Don't start with swimming. Start with something that you know for sure is 100% safe. Standing in the shallow water. Let yourself stand in the shallow water, not pushing yourself and not blaming and putting expectations on yourself, but to become fully present to standing in the water, getting to know and bring curiosity in standing in the water. How do I go about calming the mind and calming the body here in this place without pushing myself? Remember, if you're getting in there and you're doing it, you are taking the steps to move forward. One gentle step at a time with loving curiosity. And when you're ready for some help and you want a little bit more, what is another gentle step? Let me know. Let's figure it out together. Aloha.